Oh, there's one here. Hey, Megan, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Hope your day has started well. So welcome to our Cred.15 session. It's our 15-minute session to help you start your day with a sense of structure and focus. And primarily it's a space as well to help you navigate this time, understand your emotions, understand how you feel, and supported uniquely based on how you're experiencing this time and at the pace that you want to go at. I want to make sure you feel a sense of connection to the community. And if this is a good time for you, we want to support you to use this time to build some strong habits. And we hope this is 15 minutes just to slow down your brain. And as we said, be very intentional about how you want to start your day, how you want to show up in the world, and what you want to achieve. So to help us prepare for our session this evening or this morning in the US, we're going to do our arrival exercise. So I invite you to make sure you feel comfortable and relaxed. Breathe. Breathe again. Smile. Relax. Arrive. Where you are. Be natural. Open to effortlessness. To being rather than doing. Drop everything. Let go. And arrive. And our next step in the session is to invite you to just check in and notice how you feel and what your energy levels are. We should also note that we are recording the session, so we have had some people who asked us to record this 15-minute check-in because they can't join us. So we just want to make sure that everyone's aware that this session will be shared in the community. So let's take a moment to check in. And we encourage you to take out your mobile app, the Cred mobile app, and just notice your energy levels first of all. Notice as you start your day, are you in green, amber, or red? How did you wake up feeling this morning? Is the tank on empty? Are you needing a bit of an energy boost maybe to zap you a little bit? Or are you hitting the ground running today? Just take a moment to notice. And then think about what word or combination of words describe how you feel at this point of your day. Again, don't judge yourself. You want to think of this as data, as information that we're going to use to be able to respond to it. So many of us are experiencing this time as a bit of a roller coaster of emotions. We might feel one thing on one side and another thing on the other side of the chart. And we wonder, how can I feel frustrated or stressed and also excited? So you might have kind of short-term excitement, short-term focus, and it might be just an underlying stress or anxiety there. Whatever it is, just take a moment to notice. And just notice what's top of mind for you. Any words that might be just popping around in your head. Again, just take a moment to notice. We did say one of the benefits to you of doing the 30-day challenge is we're going to help you to build your emotional vocabulary, to be able to understand what you're experiencing, how this is perhaps impacting your thinking, and to help you see some patterns in your energy levels and in what you're thinking, what you're feeling, so you can do something with that information. So it's like any other muscle, we need to train it. It might seem like it's a bit of a pain to do, but the more you do it, the more you build that muscle and the more it'll become a sustained habit. So before we get onto our scan, I just wanted to share a screenshot with you. I'm sure some of you have seen this in the COVID times. It's been doing the rounds over the last couple of months, and we talk about things we can control, and things we cannot control. So our brain has got a desire to be able to predict the future, and it wants also a sense of autonomy. It wants to be able to have choice and understand what it can control and primarily what it can control. But it's very difficult at this time because there's so many things that are outside of our control. So, we think about like social distancing or the actions of others, thinking about what will happen, when it's going to end, how others going to react. And going back months ago, the whole thing around the amount of toilet paper at the store. But what we're going to encourage you to think about is, for what is inside your control? When we're going to talk about this in a moment around choosing your focus for today. So there's things like we can control our mindset, our attitude, how I follow the recommendations of the CDC, your own social distancing, maybe turning off the news, limiting your social media, and finding good things to do. So just before we move on, I want you to think about, are there things that are causing you some maybe anxiety or stress? Does this resonate with you? If anyone wants to come off mute and share, please feel free to do so. If not, just take a moment to just sit in reflection. I'm sure many of you have heard of, control the controllables, and that's what we're trying to do. What are the things that we can influence and impact? We can control how we show up. That's pretty much, we can't control other people. We can't get people to behave in a certain way. Can't get people to do things. But if we show up and have a positive impact on others, it'll help us with our day. So as we look at the day ahead, here are 3 pillars. We will help you set your intention. And we're going to start with focus. And my invitation to you is, let's start with some gratitude. As you start your day, what are you grateful for today? Is there a person? Is there an experience? Is there a community? Is it the school network, or is it your university? Just think about one thing that you're grateful for as you go about your day. So what we're looking to do here is prime our brain. Our brain can be seeing, we wake up, we see the things that we haven't done. We look at it, an endless to-do list. And maybe perhaps going into some of the things that we can't control. But if you start with gratitude, it's a really positive way of reframing how you see the world. And the more you do it, the more you'll see, the more it'll show up. So building on our theme of things you can control, where do you choose to put your focus today? How are you going to positively impact the people around you? But do it from a place of where your own energy levels are. If you are feeling like you've got some energy, maybe you're the person that generates some energy. You might zap people. We talk about in Cred, a community concept of zapping people and sapping. Maybe we're familiar with, there's people who might just sap our energy. There's environments that might sap our energy. So perhaps you could be a zapper today, if it's appropriate, if that ties in with your own energy levels. Or maybe you're the person that just shares a message and helps your friends or your colleagues, etc., think about what you can control. and help others understand and see what they can control, what they can't control. And what's your number one priority you want to get done today? Let's get that balance right between being and doing. Sometimes it can be out of kilter and we can just be human doing. So when you're reflecting at the end of the day, you want to be able to acknowledge yourself and say, yeah, I've achieved what I set out to do. What's that key thing you want to achieve? Be really specific. I encourage you to be, it's not just like start a project or do a task. Like, let's just double click into what you want to get done. So in our pillar of move, we encourage you to be physically active for at least 30 minutes every day. Is today perhaps a day you want to incorporate a bit of novelty into your movement or exercise? So what kind of options are available to you? Are there some online exercises? Is it gentle? Is it walking? Is it out and maybe doing some cardio? Do you need a high impact activity? What's your body needing today? And as we are setting intention, have a realistic look at your day ahead and think about when you're going to carve out some time to incorporate movement. So 30 minutes doesn't have to be all in one go. When's a realistic time for you to move? I encourage you to look at your day now, maybe put it in your diary or think about the time you're going to do it. So our final pillar is connect. This is where we encourage you to do in the service of others and check in, call and check in and see how someone else is doing. Maybe not everyone has access to a community like this. We can often make assumptions about maybe how we see people show up online and might be doing okay. So who could you reach out to today? Give them a call just to share and that you were thinking about them. And similarly, invite you to think about when are you going to be able to make that call? So we know from neuroscience that when we do something in the service of others, that chemical release in our brain lasts twice as long as when we receive something. So you will literally feel good, and your brain will generate a feel-good chemical when you do this. So we're not chasing a chemical hit, we're actually doing it from a place of good intention and in service. So we've been doing this for 226 sessions here in Australia, and I can unequivocally say that so many people in our community share how making this connection has had a positive impact on our brain health. So in our final minute, we're just going to invite you to think about your reflection later on your day. So here's the 3 things we're asking you to do. Check in 3 times today. You've done your first one. Move for these 30 minutes and call and connect. And if you haven't already, I encourage you to set up your cues on a mobile phone. Has everyone got the reminder set? Yeah, awesome. Megan, see you nodding your head. We're trying not to call it reminders or notifications because they're annoying, so we call it cues. But it's just that little check-in, a bit of a nudge to help you remember to remember. So we realize it is just coming up to the top of the hour now. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for starting your day with us. I can stay on the line. I'm going to stay on a call, should I say, for a few minutes. If anyone has any questions, if there's anything you're needing, please feel free to come off mute. We'd love to get to know you a bit more. Our day is finishing here. It's 11 p.m. here in Sydney, Australia, and I've got my colleague Sullivan on the line. As I said, some people have requested that we record this, so we're going to share this. Sullivan's going to create a playlist on YouTube, and if you subscribe to it, you'll just be able to get access to this on the days that you can't make it. So thank you. And yeah, love to chat if anyone has a moment.